Hello. I think I'm live. I'll give it a shot. So I just want to give an update and correct the record. So I was making that I had things dismissed in the family court. The paperwork that I thought I had filed. So I found out yesterday. So I took a trip to Perth yesterday because it's the third time I've gone into the magistrate's court to either vary or cancel the family violence order. And upon presenting to the magistrate, I was informed of new orders, which I hadn't received. And these orders were made on the 2nd of November. So previous parenting orders are hereby dismissed. All previous parent orders will be dismissed. My ex-partner has sole parental responsibility for my son. Jack shall live with mother. The applicant, being me, is restrained from removing Jack from the care and control of the mother and or agents Jack's schools, save ordered by the court agreed between parents in writing. So this has happened without my knowledge, against any of the family court rules and regulations that, a child has the right to see both parents, and this order, now I've been informed she was going to strike everything out if not receiving my paperwork within a certain date. Well, I drove up specifically to the family court on the 13th of September to lodge documents. Yeah, and being my mistake and being a little bit naive to these things and the trickery that they do get up to. So the registrar received them and I've got them stamped as being received, and that's where things fell apart. I made the assumption they would be filed. So the registrar, or this lady, has informed me yesterday, so I went from the magistrate's court over to the family court to find out what's going on. And through various phone calls and whatnot. So the registrar stated to me that she didn't think I was able to file those a notice of intervention. Okay. And, she's not allowed to practice law. She has no right to deem who can file a document and who can't. So she's either grossly incompetent or committing a crime, So again, I took photocopies of those documents and passed them on to her. And she asked me to write a letter, which, quite surprised me, because I've had a friend, here's the letter, who's tried to write letters while he's been at the family court and they wouldn't accept it. So I thought that was interesting. They asked me to write a letter. So I'll read you the letter. And received on the 3rd of December. So note to self, received. Doesn't mean they're going to file it. So I will be chasing this up. Dear Registrar, I, Kellan-john Jake, Executor, for the Office of Occupant of Executor for the Kellan-john Reynolds Estate, do hereby request that documents received on the 13th of September 2021 at the Family Court of Western Australia, Original State Western Australia, being documents, notice of intervention by person entitled to intervene, affidavit, and the testate to will by pronouncement, as well as the orders I, Kellan-john, is seeking, and I, Kellan-john, requisition why such document has not been filed into the Family Court of Western Australia, Original State Western Australia, as required by the family law rules, Rule 6.06 and Rule 15.08. And I, Kellan-john, require all grounds for such document not being filed in writing as required within the Family Court Act 1997 within 14 days of being received, the said documentation, being 16 pages, in the love and the light of our one infinite creator, by Kellan-john Jacob, Executor. So we shall see how she goes about this, but I will be going up there next week, which is a right pain in the ass, and I don't have the money to keep travelling back and forth to Perth. But they're not following due process, procedural fairness, and denying my natural rights to be heard and to be seen as innocent until proven guilty. How can a family family court decide I'm not allowed to be a parent when there's never ever any evidence that there's any foul play, wrongdoing whatsoever? In fact, there's enough evidence on the other side of absolute contempt for court and continual lies. Yeah, it continually surprises me of what goes on in our courts. So I have a couple of courses of action, which I won't state here as yet because it's another whole head things I've got to learn and try and implement. And as I say, the courts are pushing back. Like no tomorrow, they don't want me to proceed. They want me to lay. What they don't understand about me, and that's right, they understand me. I don't stand under them. Is I won't be giving up. Not unless I'm dead and buried. I won't be giving up on my boy, or this country for that matter, because this is more about our country and who we've got in power. So that will, that's correcting what I thought was to be the case. I really did think I had everything dismissed, but I had that wrong. As I found out yesterday, they dismissed Form 2, which is the initial application. And the ex has actually done another application. And this, I had to, because not many people would know, West Australia and the Family Court of Western Australia has left the federal court system, the federal circuit. So prior to all this, I had an email online account where it was federal, seen across Australia. Well, a month or two ago, I can't remember the date, Western Australia left the federal circuit. So I could see those documents, but I couldn't see what was going on in the West Australia side. So a bit of underhandedness there. And I would like to know where was the referendum, and where did Western Australia vote to leave the federal circuit of Australia? Because the family court is a high court. Yeah, it's not quite as high as Supreme and the Federal Court of Australia, but it has federal jurisdiction. So the lady who refused to file my documents told, she doesn't practice law, so she can't make that judgment. And then she stated to me that it's not probate. Well, I know for a fact the family court works on contract law or commerce, which is contract law, and probate law. If they didn't work on probate law, they wouldn't be able to separate. When families separate, X amount of the house goes to so-and-so and this and that. That's probate law. So the fact she said that is she is grossly incompetent or just playing dumb and is highly criminal. So I'll give her a few days and I'll be back up there and find out some more information, see where I proceed next. I have a couple of options open. Not that I want to be doing this, but I don't have a choice. So, let's lead into something else here. If you think you're making a difference by voting, you're a fucking muppet. You continually give those in power, or you give power to those to rule over you and make such judgments as they see fit and take away your property and rights to property. So if you're voting, you're a dickhead. Absolute fucking twat. Stop it. Come back out of her, my people. Start to clamp down on these so-called elites that want to rule over you. And I did write it down. I don't know where that's gone. Corporation Sole Act of Parliament, Commonwealth Public Note. Not that one. Where did I write that? No, I don't think I did. Oh, International Covenant of Civil and Political Rights. You probably want to pay attention to that because the corporate Australia is part of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. And their wording is highly suspect. Not only that, they tell you in wording that you may not comprehend, but it's right there. They're just signing away your rights. They take everything from you. And we had a great Zoom meeting this morning on this. That's why it's right on the top of my head. Keith Day, they take everything off you apart from the food in your mouth or what you're able to eat. That's the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. That's what the UN is about. So again, guys, if you're voting, you're a fucking idiot. The perpetual cycle of bringing one knobhead in and kicking out another one who have done nothing but signed away our country, signed away our resources. How many people actually own the resources? We, in our constitution, we the people own those resources. It should be in one big bank account for all the people. And a lot of you guys will laugh at that because you're pretty small-minded. Think, how does that work? Well, it does and it can. Yeah. How much of our land has been sold to China? Yeah. Our ports. Huge farming lands. They don't own that land. That's all fraudulent under you fucked. So again, if we the people do not go and vote and start to come out of her, and the simplest thing you can do, guys, is unincorporate your name. There's a lot of shills out there, and we spoke about one today. And she's a certain lawyer, or used to be a certain lawyer for the Pope. All right, she's had a blood oath to the Pope, and that blood oath would be the sacrifice of our kids, amongst other depraved things that they do. And if you think that's nonsense, then that's okay. You don't belong listening to me. Not that anyone will. This is a dear diary for me because with all the best intentions, I set down, write things out, and been told numerous times through personal development programs I've done, write a diary. Yeah, I might do it for a week or two. And I'm like, fuck this. Go back and read it, and I can't read my writing anyway. So this is a great outlet. And that last video I done, first time I get to really voice my truth. And not only is it my truth, it's the fucking truth. Anyone test me on anything, please do. Because I'm not here to bullshit you. I'll tell you if I'm not sure. And I corrected the record. I totally thought everything was dismissed. That paperwork was filed. But they know what they're doing in the courts. They're in cahoots with the magistrates, etc. Yeah, we've got to end it. And we only end it by taking control of the vessel you are, not the person. A person, I have no respect of the person. The person is a fiction. We are a man or a woman only. Yeah. So a short video, just wanted to correct the record. And I'm hoping to do some interviews soon. I was meant to do one this morning, but he had to cancel due to a family member, his daughter having a baby, which is fair enough, So Agent Swifty, I hope to see you on here, and we'll have a chat about words originating and where they've come from, and plays on words. He's a bit of a word sleuth. I got plenty of time for Swifty. has helped me out on a number of occasions writing some documents. And those documents can be found on Terra Australis website, where I do things overtly, not but other documents need to be a little bit covert until at least I finalise them. All right, that's all I can say there. Please comment, and I'll try and get back to you for any questions. Again, I'm only just starting out here. So whether it goes anywhere, I don't know, but it is a relief for me. Thanks, guys.